celebrating Service Heroes, 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. And today, our service hero that we are revisiting with and honoring today is Joy Willet. Joy is someone that I have been actually working with for a while, have honored her a few times on this show, and have worked with her quite closely in a variety of different ways. I am ever so thrilled to be checking in with you today. Joy, how are you doing?
Hey, I am fabulous. It's a great morning, right?
It is, and I just want to, I don't take anything for granted these days, and we were just talking about that. Oh yes, okay, I do have people showing up. A couple of times now when I've gone live, I thought I was live, and then I realized it might have been Memorex. It wasn't showing up. We've got Helene Wilson, one of our chemo buddies for life, one of my
Hi,
chemo buddies.
hello, Helene.
And she just absolutely loves you. I'm not surprised she's here with us this morning. She's saying hello to us already. I'm
Hi,
thrilled.
Mikey.
And yes, Mikey, one of our very, very favorite guys from our neck of the woods here in Southern California. I'm wearing a jacket this morning, and because we've got a little bit of weather happening or coming our way, right?
We do. It's nice. The birds love this. It's really beautiful. The flowers are out. Spring is in full force. We're
I am totally loving it too. In fact, I've been going up on my hill. You've been in my neighborhood. You've been into my place. And across the way from me is this amazing hill that if you go up at the top of it, you get a view of the area, which we had the vineyards here and we had the horses and all of the nature, if you will. And it feels like full bloom. In fact, I was teasing with someone that I saw because we have neighbors that walk this hill at different times, and here comes the dogs, the German shepherds. They're running, and they're free, and I'm like, okay, there's Thor, and then my neighbor comes up and we're talking about this, and it's like we're both feeling the flowers, smelling the flowers and feeling them, and it's like they're singing to us. It's so exciting this time of year in Southern California, right?
It is exciting, and I'm noticing for myself that everything seems more brilliant, more beautiful, more accentuated, and just even the ability to go out and see the flowers. And when I take my walks now in my neighborhood here in Laguna Beach, you know where I live,
Mm-hmm.
and we are not able to really go down to the beach. We're blocked off, and it's actually it's a bit dangerous going down. Yes, there's some of the pictures from Crystal Cove, and it's kind of dangerous to go down even on the sidewalks because people are still congregating when there's the beauty that happens here, right?
Right.
So, it's almost better to just kind of just walk up in the neighborhood. I'm a couple of blocks up the hill, and to just be at peace, be at peace with the flowers and the trees and the neighbors walking around. We kind of cross, get on opposite sides of the road, and their little dogs, and just to be at peace wherever you are right now, and whether you're in I mean, for some people are in apartments or condos, and in cities, and this is really a time for really getting into that peace inside, and
Mm-hmm.
not,
Mm-hmm.
nothing is taken for granted anymore. Isn't that the beauty of this?
And it is, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on again today, because of your ability to let's for those of you that may not know Joy, and I'm seeing some arriving today, and I want to recognize Julie has said to, they're all chatting, and I love this, guys, love it. But saying happy Palm Sunday. And so I want to recognize that. And yes, palm palm trees, it's just like, but I want to recognize Happy Palm Sunday for those that celebrate, and what it also represents, and you're talking about right now, is spring and the renewal. And yes, your background is perfect for this right this minute, because you for decades, and before it became kind of the socially accepted and kind of popular thing, you've been into the power of words. You've been into the power of the mind. You've been into being a first responder in many ways too, because of the things that you have devoted your life experience to. And that is, you know hypnotherapy, NLP, a lot of the other things that you do, which you then have helped me to learn how important words are, and what it is that we are living in this life experience, to be able to take that moment, breathe, reset,
Yes.
and everything. And so that's why I wanted to bring you on today, because as I've been thinking about what's been said in our closed group with Chemo Buddies for Life, and some of those that are having different life experiences right now, they're having these life experiences. And you have been there, and many times when someone's needed a little bit of help to get through something that's been a little tough, right?
Oh, sure. Yes. Yes.
So, first of all, I want to say thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being, a first responder, because you have a card that, that you really, yeah. If you're up in a plane, you want this woman up there if you're having a problem, and kind of an anxiety attack, especially, or something. And so let's talk about that, because right now, with spring, with even the renewal that Palm Sunday and all of this represents, it's a perfect time to have you on, Joy, and to talk about how we can look at this and possibly just adjust a bit to see how it can best serve us, right?
Right. Right. Well, yes. This is, there's a lot of different ways to look at what's going on. And I like to personally check out what's going on from a lot of different perspectives. And then I get to choose what is resonant with me in my heart, in my mind, and even my spirit. And yes, I've been involved in the mind arts for, gosh, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 years. I've been fascinated by all of these things. And as you know, now I train people in it, Tamara, and you're one of my students. So I've been blessed to have you be one of my students. And I love to teach people these things. It is so important no matter what you're using now during these times. And I know you've heard everyone's come on Facebook and social media and the news to talk about how important it is to really do the self care. And especially when you're isolated. If you're isolated at home or stuck in the house with 10 people and screaming children, it's really important for you to take that time to breathe, to get calm, and also, to have that, to understand on some level. And this is why I like to have my beliefs about it, belief systems, or my BS, right? My perception.
Right, right.
And I'll use a little of my speak here.
I love it. Yes, please do. Please
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. Because everyone is working from their own spirit, their own model of the world, right? And so we have to honor everyone's model, and we honor people where they are, and we help them the best way we can. Everyone is going through their own evolution right now. This is a big time, on from many angles, whether you're looking at conspiracy theories that seem to be quite shocking yet exciting on certain levels, right? And also spiritual levels.
Yeah.
of ascension and the planet. And then we also have this beautiful time of Easter and Palm Sunday. And this actually comes right into all of these different theories too, um, of this time of Easter Sunday is going to be a very big day. So without going into what things have been said and what's what, and that again is up to people here to do your own exploration or just to breathe and be calm and know that we are getting through this. This is an extraordinary time. It is very difficult for a lot of people on many levels, and the whole world is in a timeout, a reset, as well as there's a lot of suffering that is going on because of this virus. This is a real virus.
Yeah.
And this is something that we have to take seriously. And I think more and more people are you know, taking heed. And the fact that we can also, though, be in communion together here on social media and connected. You know, I mean, I'm doing my NLP hypnosis trainings now by Zoom. So we just started our next class yesterday.
I love it.
And that's going to go on, and people can hop in on that. That is first certification. Yeah, there it is. Yay. And at the same time, it's time to take that time for you also. And again, I loved a post that I shared from one of my beautiful friends, Elizabeth Young. And she's one of my beautiful friends and a student and client. And she posted a post that said, this isn't the time to write that next book. It's not the time to do that next podcast, nor is it the time to get into the greatest shape. Now, if you feel called to do so, this is a time, though, on a spiritual level, on an inner level, to be still. We're being time out for a reason. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? That can mean a whole lot of things. Again, we're talking to people who are of service on your platform here, Tamara. And I want to honor you.
Oh, thank you.
I always get teary-eyed when I talk about you. You are a beautiful angel of light, and you help so many people, and you're one of the most selfless people I have met, and I've met a few people on the planet here, and you are an angel, and your heart is so loving, and you persevere no matter what's going on in your world. You keep going, and you keep going, and you hop on these shows with a smile on your face no matter what is going on, because you have a greater purpose and a greater porpoise, I want to say.
Well, thank you.
So
wow. Yeah. Okay. You know, guys.
And if you love Tamara, put hearts, please send some hearts up or put hearts in the comments, because we love Tamara.
Oh,
Tamara is amazing.
You guys.
And we support you on all levels. So I just want to get that out of the way here. So, yeah. So knowing how to think about things, because our thoughts and our mind, what we run in our mind, creates our emotions. Mm-hmm. And knowing how to think or how to change how you're thinking, to me, is my passion, to help people understand that, because I chose to learn that for me, you know, through dramatic and traumatic times over the decades. And we're going into uncharted times. Yes, Skip, look at those love. Hi, Skip. And
thank you, Skip, and Helene too.
Yes, I want to see some more hearts. So where's my purple heart? We have to have some purple hearts here.
Oh, you guys are fun.
So we're in unprecedented times, and I want to say from my heart to everyone, no matter how you're thinking about this time or what you're reading and what you're taking in and going, oh, is that possible? Is that possible? I wonder if that could be possible, because there's a lot of wonderful one. Yeah, I smell I smell awkward.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, Mikey. I love it. I love it.
That I feel from my angle here, and as a practitioner, a coach, and a teacher, as well as a spiritual teacher, I'm a ordained minister, and I also work with the spiritual realms on a lot of levels. And it is it things are not going to go back to so-called normal. Let's just get that out of the way. There's not going to be any normal again now. And it's kind of like the planes come up and then it's going to be coming down, and we're going to see how it is, landing, and we're landing in a new world, in a new territory. And again, I have my beliefs and my perceptions and my worlds about thinking about it. I see that we are going into a new world on many, many levels. I'm part of the Ascension group and spiritual level. And then also I've been following some of the other intels. And no matter how you cut the cake, you can't make this up. This is so exciting on so many levels. And when whoever they is, gets us to be, and there's a lot of different theys, okay, we're not going to get into that either, but okay. When we are all as a planet stopped, pause, we are on time out, the whole entire planet. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented. When there's been world wars, it hasn't necessarily been the entire world, right? You've had different parts and pieces of the globe fighting. However, yes, we are off-roading to our new destiny. Yes, we sure are. This is so exciting. Yes, we are breaking free from all the paradigms on a lot of different levels, on the 3D levels and the systems, right? And then we're also moving into other frequencies, dimensions, and there's choices that are going to be made by people, by humans, stuff like that. Little things like that, right?
Little things like that, yeah. Well, and I want to continue this thought, Joy. It goes completely in line when you were here at my place, and we were visiting one night. We were watching movies. It was movie time, and we were talking about what was coming. And I'll never forget that. And it's like, oh yeah, here we go. We're in for the ride right now. And we were talking about that. And without getting too deep into it right now, because that would take us down a whole nother rabbit hole. However, and that's one of the reasons, though, I really wanted to bring you on today, is because of the fact that as we were talking about this, and as we were talking about what it is that is happening this year, 2020, the gifts of this year, the changes within the gifts this year, the power of words and everything that you're sharing right now is what I really want people, and I'm going to put this up here, as you are sharing right now, because the power of your words, I love this, the power of words. Words have power, and that's the thing that you were really helping me to be aware of, because sometimes I can be a little too, I can paint a picture a little too exact, and sometimes I don't need to always. And you were helping me to understand that. And so the power of what Joy is sharing right now, the words that are being chosen right now, I want everybody to be listening to these words with your ears, but also with your heart and souls. Yeah, because right now what she's sharing is pretty power. Wait, think. Full. Yes, full of joyism, the joyisms, if you will. And so, I'm sorry to, yes, there you go. And a cup of joy. There we go.
That's right.
I'm going to bring my cup up.
I've got my cup of peace. I've got my cup of joy. I've got a lot of joy.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna put my coffee cup right up here. All right. So as you were talking about though, what's happening right now, and yes, there's all these different days. There's all of this different. You can turn on anything right now, and if they have any kind of commentary, which most of them do, they will then give you their spin on it. However, with that said, I want to go with this as you're really going forward with what you're sharing, and this is a part.
Yeah.
This is
Put
where
that
we can
across
be
that, yeah.
still.
Uh-huh.
We can be still, and
Right.
we can find that part where who we are. And there was a poem that I posted this morning that was from the 1860s. It was reposted during the Spanish flu during the 1917-1918 period of time. And then it's being reposted now. And in it, there was a line that I really connected to, and that was that this period of time, and they were talking the 1860s, this is written, and it was talking about how we can meditate, we can have time with our families, we can do these different things, we can have time to meet our shadow. Basically we can meet ourselves where we are, and they were being awakened to that fact back in the 1860s, then again in the 1917 1918s, now 2020.
Yes, and yes. And again, a lot of those time periods in the past. I mean, again, there's different theories on what was going on back then. Even we're not. I mean, everything from introduction of radiation to the different levels of what's going on now. Without getting into that specifically, however. Um, This is an unprecedented time where it is global. Now, some of those other things weren't affecting every single little region on the planet. And they were horrific, of course, and the world would be affected. However, this virus, and again, I will say there's different theories on how it has started.
Right.
We are not going down those rabbit holes.
Okay, so anybody watching this right now, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
And it's fascinating, though, to
we might another time. Wink, wink. But right now,
it's fascinating to explore, though, and there's a lot of different ones. It's not just one rabbit hole. There's many. However, when you start to, I'm just saying, as I've gotten into exploring what some of the theories and thoughts are, that there are bits and pieces of truth in a lot of the different ways of looking at things. So to me, that's comforting in a certain way. At the same time, you know what? Can I read something I posted last week that I posted a year ago? And I thought, this was really kind of cool. Let me see if I can find it.
Sure.
And it was something I wrote for one of my dear friends. And I just saw it and I went, it's kind of, I've got to get on here. It's on my post. And then let's talk about what people can do.
Yes.
Some of the ways people can find their peace and
Absolutely.
their comfort.
And if anybody has your coffee, let me see. I have one of our local news stations that gave me a cup, but feel free to join us for coffee too.
Bring your coffee. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So this is what I wrote, and just let it sink in, or again, if it doesn't resonate, let it go. One of the things that Tamara knows about me, and those of us who are really careful and mindful, no pun intended, about how we communicate to each other, our unconscious mind or our spirit is recording all the time. So this is why the power of being mindful of what you take in, what you read, what you watch, especially because the mind does not differentiate between what's real or imagined. And it's a creation machine, guys. You know, it's everything that we're taking in. If it we delete, distort, and generalize, however, we take it in, and our unconscious mind, which records everything, will have to either bring it back up and say, okay, could you clear this, because the unconscious mind also runs our physical body and protects us and takes care of our health. So again, being very careful about how we speak, because remember, when we speak something, we are also recording that. So we're not only speaking something to somebody else, we are also hearing that. So that's why it's so important. Look at these great little images you got. You're so cool. And it's so important to talk mindfully and positively. Also, remember, the unconscious mind cannot process a negative. So if you say don't do something, it's hearing do whatever that is. NLP, we'll get into all that.
Yeah,
Magic.
I'm just putting it here for the
Yeah,
brain, you know,
yeah,
for our
yeah.
mind
And
and the words and everything. So yeah.
remember,
Okay, yeah, we'll bring those back up. Okay, so go ahead.
we're only communicating with 7% with words. Isn't that interesting? So
Yeah, it is.
everything else is happening at unconscious levels too, or subconscious levels. It's all fascinating. It's spiritual levels. This all correlates with spirituality, also with science and scientific thought, especially Albert Einstein and quantum physics and all of that fun stuff. So this is what I wrote a year ago, and I felt this was appropriate. And so just we'll take, and this was that beautiful picture that you posted, and I took this last week, my last
yeah, beautiful. Yes.
my last walk on Crystal Cove for a while, and I just loved it. All right, so I'm going to read this. It's a story. And then the tide will take you exactly where you have wanted to go all along, even if the map shows differently. Trust, trust, and then relax into the trust a little bit more, until it becomes second nature and you wake up to say, oh my, here I am, right where it feels to be the perfect place to be. And it is all so right, even though long ago it was so scary to go forward that it felt like all you could do is stand in one place, which is what we're doing right now, isn't it?
Mhm.
Not going anywhere. All can change in small bits and pieces, even when it does not even feel like movement at all. Just like the earth turning, we experience it as standing still, and we do not think much about moving around the heavens. However, we are constantly moving in very large spheres all of the time, aren't we?
Mhm.
That's right.
Beautiful, 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 and everybody. I mean, listen to that voice and the way that she you know presents things. There's just you know calm and magic to it, and a lot more. And I appreciate that. It's beautiful, beautiful, and the images that and the lives that you have done on a constant you know level up until right now, because there's like you said a little bit of a break, a timeout. We're all on a timeout. We're all taking this time to listen to ourselves, to find that shadow. I love that line, you know, that shadow line, and to meet our shadow, I think is how it was put. And the beauty of the power of the ocean when you have gone down there every evening and shared the sunset and you know posted that. I want to number one, you know, publicly thank you on one of the very last lives that you could go live at the beach before it was banned for right now, public gatherings. You actually went live and you didn't give up, which you get so many credits for you. I just so love you. And you didn't give up because it was not an easy event. However, it was so worth it. And thank
Mm.
you, Aaron, for showing up and helping also.
Oh
And
yes. Oh, right. That one. Yes. The
yeah, yeah, you went live at the beach. And so that our buddies who, many of them shut-ins could
mm,
actually see the beach and the waves and hear the ocean and the majesticness of it. And I keep thinking about that because as I grew up and going to my step grandparents,
mm,
I would climb this particular rock, and that would be one of my quiet places that I would go, and I would listen to the waves, and I would be in one set place, and yet the world around me wasn't. The waves were going in and out, and they were visiting, and they would spray sometimes, the big ones, and whoosh, and it would be like, oh, renewal. And I'm thinking now, as you were, speaking with the words and sharing the picture and your voice, the tonality of your voice, I actually kind of went on a little bit of a time travel back to that very place in my life. And I don't know about all of you. I'd love to hear if you did too. But it reminded me of a reset in my own life because I would go up there, and oftentimes, there would be all this different things happening in our family and such, and I would just get away, and it would be like my place to just say, okay,
mm.
what
Yes.
is it that Tamara is looking for? What is it that Tamara, who is Tamara? Because it was during that period of time where you're exploring, you're young, and okay, what is it that I want in my life and such. And I haven't really thought about those moments until right now. And so I want to just say thank you for that. Thank you for that time travel. And and I use that phrase a lot when I hear a song or you smell a smell or something because it can take us back to moments, right?
Right. And um, you know this too, right? Because Tamara's a certified hypnotherapist also now from me. That we store these memories, and the unconscious mind stores the memories and the smells, the good ones and the not so great ones. So um, things come up when there's a trigger or when we need to know something or go back. So also during this time frame right now when we are, as you were saying, meeting your shadow, I like to say we're meeting our light also.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Light.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there are shadow remnants that are coming up. Just notice them like clouds and let them go. Or we get the gifts, right? This is what
Right.
we do in the body of work of timeline therapy. You know, everything has a gift. Everything has a gift. The most traumatic times and whether it's now or in the past, everything is going to have a beautiful gift that you can take with you, and in your heart, in your spirit, in your being. Let's just say
Mhm.
that. And this is the time when we are going to meet all aspects of ourselves. That this is why also it's time. It's an important time to take this to take the time. We're using that word a lot, to
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
out of time, to not be doing things, to play, to be like a child, to like you're on summer vacation, to forget about whatever it is that you're the bills and the taxes and the as long as you got food and toilet paper, right? uh, we're doing all right. We're doing all
Yeah.
right because everyone is in the same boat.
Right.
And that's the beauty where you get to say, oh, um, I've got certain things that I was going to be doing, and certain
Mhm.
things I've gotten new
Mhm.
inspirations during
Yeah.
the time. If I hadn't been quiet and just kind of sitting and, also sleeping more, writing, walking where you can. Sometimes it's a little crazy to go out walking though. If you're around a lot of people, it's problematic sometimes. So, even just moving in your space, listening to music, communicating here. And there's so many I love to go on YouTube. There's so many different things on YouTube also that are being posted by different people who I respect, as well as there's the Hertz music. It's the either the
Oh,
432 or the 528. The resonance music that correlates with our electrical frequencies and our spirit. The Hertz music, yes, similar to this. You'll find it. Just Google Hertz music on YouTube, and and I posted one last night after I came out of the global meditation. There was so many amazing. I've just got to. We went through a huge portal. We're going through a huge portal right now. No matter how you think about it, it's awesome that so many people globally in so many different groups were praying and meditating for
mhm.
this time of peace, of harmony, of unity, and not so much. Again, if we what we focus on expands. Okay,
Right,
so
right, right. Yeah.
we
And
focus
and and
on.
and say that one more time, because that is very, very, very important for people to understand.
Right, right, right. We live in a quantum universe. And so what we and there's a lot of reasons, and this most recently goes back to the Albert Einstein experiments with his scientists right at the beginning of World War II. They were studying the subatomic particles of quanta, and you can Google and find there's some cute little ways that you can find on YouTube the experiments. However, what was significant was that they found the scientist who was doing the observation of the subatomic particles of quanta in the light particles, those quanta responded in kind to whoever was observing, and they went, "Oh my gosh, this is how reality is being created." Right? I call
Mhm.
it quantum creation. There's other, and we've gone beyond a lot of Albert's theories too, because he was coming in at his time frame. Now
Right.
there's light years beyond that too. However, basically, I mean, this is really simple. That what you do focus on is actually creating your reality, your physical reality, even too.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and what you're attracting to you. So again, what my passion is to help people with some of these mind expert arts is to help them release and identify what's running in here at the unconscious level, let them go really fast with the magic tricks and techniques of working with the unconscious mind, hypnosis, NLP, timeline therapy, and
Mhm.
we let go of them quickly, and so that people can be clearer, so that they're not also keep running the same tape. We though right now, I'm going to say, we are on the verge of huge shifts. Okay, so whatever we are doing, keep doing, and now we are getting into the place of the unknown territory of quantum times, a trillion leaps. And so I do believe we are still going to be needing to keep clearing our minds and beings, and there's different ways too, of course, and combining all of these things, meditation and prayer and eating really high frequency foods. Everything is energy, of course. Everything is energy. So keeping calm right now. I mean, your body. You're okay. So this is really important since I'm here, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Body,
yes.
your body is your physical body is being run by your unconscious mind. So
Mhm.
if you are talking all about and taking in all of this fear stuff, or if it's making you afraid, if you can look at stuff and be observant, okay, great, great, great. If it's creating more panic, anxiety, fear, etc., turn it off. You can watch little bits and pieces on your phone. The news will come up when you're sitting there in front of a big screen or even on your computer and you're taking it in. Remember, the mind does not differentiate between what's real or imagined. There's
Right.
many books about this, about the placebo effect, about we are creating all the time. We are
Mhm.
creating everything in our reality all the time. It starts with the mind, with split second thought comes into our emotions and our heart, and then it goes out. We put it out, what we believe, and we're usually unconscious about that. Okay, so anyways, it's the clearer you can be and the calmer you can be, whatever that means for you. Um, and Tamara knows that I'm also an ordained minister for ceremony, and I do work. I work with Jesus, and I work with the angels. I work with the ascended masters. Mary, I take pictures of really cool things in the clouds. I'm always looking and aware of what's in my environment and who's speaking to me in terms of spirit. I'm very connected to spirit, and a lot of what's going on here um, on the planet and the ascension, as well as the star families. There's so much going on. You couldn't make this up if you tried. It's like the greatest movie right now. And again, if you are being affected by the virus, your family. Um, um, if your families and your friends and your loved ones or yourself are being affected, we want to send our prayers for healing, for you to heal this up and to get through this with as much comfort and peace and help and assistance. And we also honor, thank you, Skip. Blessings to you too. I honor you too. You're cool. You're so great. Thank you for you being here. We honor our doctors and nurses and our staff, and we really, I think it's just amazing that people are out there making these masks also at home.
Yeah.
The world has come together and unfortunately has taken this pandemic to bring us together. However, let's stay being together. Let's not dishonor those who have passed away. I'm going to cry, or who are suffering. Yes. Let's keep caring. Let's keep growing and sharing. Let's never go back to this old way of not appreciating being alive, being able to breathe, being able to have toilet paper and food. And let's also help each other in the ways that we can. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're here to stand by each other. And my message too right now is during this time, there's a lot of different theories and behind the scenes about this special time leading up to Easter right now. And we could say we're in a kind of an end time. We are in end times on many different levels of looking at it. We are also in the beginning of brand new, glorious new ways of being too. And I'm going to be also having a new show. I'm going to say this because I said this to Tamara. One of my inspirations through this time of being at home, and I've got my new green screen and my big frame. It looks like I could do a Shakespeare play, but it's so big. That I want to do conversations in these extraordinary times with different people, and you particularly, Tamara, and so, coming from all different walks of life and thought, all positive, of course. So, and just how we are being, we get to be of service. Back to service here. We get to be of service to ourselves. So remember, to ourselves. Take care of you. Now, I like to say in my trainings, oxygen mask on first. No pun intended anymore, guys. I mean, put your mask on.
Right.
Help others, right? And
yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. I've got my and remember that this is an extraordinary time. This time has been carved out from all levels. I'm going to say arenas of dimensions and of heaven, even for you to be awakened in yourself, to wake up, to know that this is the time we are awakening, and we have so much help and guidance. We have teams and legions of the angelic kingdoms and the masters, and of course Christ, and we have the star family. I mean, the people. Even I was down at taking sunset carefully, and this other couple that were 10 feet away from me were talking about, did you see all the people reporting all the ships that they were seeing with the whirling lights? I see them all the time, and my beautiful friend Victoria Lillenquist is a contactee, and we are surrounded now that we have legions of the star galactic families. And I know this might sound strange to you guys, but however, why not? Why do Star Wars? I mean, why do you think all these movies come out, right? The movies are, and Stargate, and I mean, all of these different things. These movies are telling bits and pieces of truth to the masses. Okay.
No, okay. So Joy, I do want to ask, or I want to bring in a few people. I've been sharing comments, and we're going to come back to this.
Sure.
But I want to say welcome to some of our international buddies that are here with us right now. And Saeed, thank you for being with us, Saeed. He reached out to us a couple of years ago, and I'm grateful that you're here with us. And yes, we need to pay tribute to our health workers, and he comes from an area of the world that how do I put this? Medical treatment is not always the same everywhere throughout the world.
Sure.
And we need to be aware of this. And yet, I love, Saeed, that you are putting it, that we need to be grateful for the frontline responders, for all of those health workers that are out there during this global situation. And so, welcome, grateful for that you're here. And then, we have others that are showing up today, and, our service hero from yesterday, Rachel, thank you for being here. And then, consider those movies as though they are documentaries from our Emmy award-winning documentary board member, Skip Thomas. I love it. Thank you.
Information is slipped in many different ways from many different, we'll say, different groups, legions.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that goes along again with what we were talking about when you were here, and it really
refresh my mind.
Yeah, we were talking one evening about, and not to get too deep into it, but what you're talking about right now, and then I've had this discussion with some of the others that are here right now too, and that is, and our president here in the United States just brought it up in his one of his presidential addresses, kind of a state of the, where we are right now and things, talking about the stars, talking about that we have technology that not all of us are aware of, and how, without going down too much of a rabbit hole right now, because we're close to the end. This could be a second show here soon, guys. But however, when you think about the facts of the matter, and that is, we are in a very wonderful time that right now is shifting. However, whenever there's growth pains. And that's what some are experiencing right now too. And that's why you're here with us today, is to help us to look at all of this, reframe it in a way, be able to say, okay, these things, and again, we're all coming from where we're coming from. It's like what you said, this is, and you just posted this, so this is the part where you find out who you are. Okay, we may be finding out a lot about who you are and who that person is or who that person may be,
Right.
and it may shock some people. It
Hmm.
may be like, oh, I knew that all along. And and
I get
and
that.
and
That
and
is cute.
if nothing else, like I've shared this with you and with others, I was taught by my mother, who you're aware of. um, I was taught by her to always think of life and to look at the blank movie screen. And then you talk about inviting people into, okay, are they going to be, you're inviting this actor into your movie, you're inviting this person into your chapter of your book, and we're right now, all of us have that opportunity, like my mom would say, okay, we have a blank movie screen right now. What is that movie screen? What's the movie that you want to be watching right now? The movie of your life, the movie of today, and the silence that you're talking about, Joy, and how being quiet. So now, as you're talking about all that's going on, and I am grateful that we have who we have here with us to be a part of this. Going into the last of the time that we have together, as we are looking at the events unfold, and we are looking at it in a bigger than even this world kind of situation, a galactic way, a spiritual way, a Stargate way, a Star Wars way, whatever you want, whatever your movie of choice may be, slight movie, entertainment, slight documentary, wink, wink. Um, how can we, going into today and into tomorrow, put all of this together, and so that we are discovering our higher self, and we can say, okay, I'm getting this. Now, what do I want to do with this? What do I want to do? What does Carol want to do? What does Skip want to do? Rachel, Saeed, Tamara, Joy, with all of this information that we're sharing right now.
Hmm. Good question. And so what I do personally for myself, again, I educate myself. I listen to different things from the different, like at different sources. And some of it, again, it jars me. Some of it
Mhm.
jars me because of my own leanings. Even politically, there's certain things that jar me. At the same time, I want to look at the whole picture. So I've been enjoying watching like David Wilcock. He's very jarring on certain levels to some of us who are a little more left leaning, I will say that. When you look at, and then some of the other things I look at from more of my ascension star friends and family, I'm more on the spiritual levels in that way. They all seem to correlate that we're in a time right now. This is, again, we're still in this time frame, and it's not told what we are. Yes, we are moving into. We're moving into a lot of different dimensions, Caroline. Actually, as possibilities, we're in the process right now, and again, where how is this going to? We're in this time of there's going to be time potentially for that's been talked about of the internet going down. So I just want to let people know who are watching this that might be occurring. There's times they call it the 3 days of darkness. There's a lot of different correlations, whether you're looking at correlations from revelations, correlations on the star channels, correlations on the more of the political intel or the military intel. There's so much more that has gone on behind the scenes on this planet for eons that for some people they might get shocked if they look at some of the stuff. And remember, if you're watching something, turn it off if you need to. Don't
Mhm.
just hook it in because your unconscious mind's going to have to clear it.
Right.
Uh, and only do what feels right to you. And again,
Mhm.
however, the more that you can be calm, I listen to the Hertz music, I listen to meditation music, spa music, because, or whatever it is that I can close my eyes and just feel at peace, receive the inspirations, receive the messages, talk to, I work with a whole collage of wonderful, high spiritual beings that I'm very comfortable working with. I have had the star, uh, actually, the Star Galactic Command woke me up in the middle or in the morning a couple of days ago and woke me up like with on my third eye and woke me up, and there's this energy. I'm like, and I was still in this dream state. So I talked about that on my new little Zoom show coming up.
Yeah, and that's along when you were asking me what it was that we were talking about. That is the information more in line. What we were talking about is some of that, and
Okay, yeah.
keep going. Yeah.
From last year, and again, if and I will say, if anyone wants to reach out to me if you want to know more about what I do, or if you're just interested in talking. I do have a training going on for working with the mind arts certification right now. It's not free. It is a certification, so it is greatly reduced, so and people can make payments. And you do have to meet in person though when our quarantine's over to actually be able to get certified. However, I'm here. I think just do whatever is in your heart to keep sane and to keep it. However, just know that everything is up in the air, and whatever's happening, don't be surprised. Okay, just like be curious and open, and go, wow, okay, wow, or isn't that, because none of us really know. However, keep that the most important thing is keep focusing on what you really want in your heart, and really dream big for yourself and the planet. Dream as big as you can, okay? Because we will get through this phase. Keep praying. Be diligent with your isolation and your distancing. Be diligent, caring for those who are suffering. Pray for the first responders. I mean, the nurses, the doctors, the aides, the paramedics, the fire people, and the police officers, the people in the grocery stores who are still there supplying essential services. All of those people are being exposed all the time. And go in with your masks and gloves so you don't keep infecting other people too, okay? I learned masks make your sunglasses fog up. Oh, well. Anyways, so just love.
Yes.
Love one another and love yourself. This is really, and be at peace. I mean, really, we are in for beautiful times ahead. Oh, I love this. Is Tamara, you're so cool. We are on the edge of a huge shift, and it's a glorious shift. So take heart, be at peace, and know that all is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. Okay.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And also what I want to also suggest for everybody here with us, and yes, they do. I want to say that whatever your beliefs are, wherever in the world you're watching from, because I know right now we've got people throughout the world watching. We are all a part of this together, and we are coming from where we are, and it doesn't matter if I see polka dot and you see stripes. It doesn't matter if, whatever the differences are, let's look at the commonalities. And that's when you brought up the word love, the love that we all share for ourselves, the earth, the sky, the moon, the water on the planet, all the things that we have in common. That is what is going to drive us to be able to bring the frequency up and then heal our planet, go into that next level. And as my grandfather used to always train us, he would say, okay, I want you to have this point of view right now, and I'll take that point of view. And then we're going to switch halfway through. And so that we can respect each other's point of view, because that's what keeps this place exciting. It's called life. And we want these different points of view. And it doesn't matter if we all agree on everything. It's called unconditional love. And that's what I'm thrilled about you, Joy, being here on the Service Hero Show today and sharing everything that you've shared, because I know I have been very well served by all of your unconditional love that you have for me, for all of us, for our planet, for the universe, because that's what's coming through from you. And I am so grateful for it. And everybody's like, yeah,
Can I say,
great.
I'm going to say
Yeah,
one more thing here, if I might.
absolutely.
And
Please.
we'll
Yeah.
have you come on my show too, because I want you to come in and be just let go and be you. Wouldn't that be fun?
Okay. Oh, yeah. I love that idea. Sounds like fun.
So again, tagging on with you, we are one. We are one. We are one. The whole world is now one. This is our global reset, global timeout. This is the beauty and the benefit. There's a lot of reasons again why everything's happening. We are one. And the earth is one. And no matter how we are thinking about it, guess what, guys? My belief and a lot of other people's belief is we are going to wake up and everything is going to be very different. Everything is going to be very different. So it's not even about our beliefs. There's going to be a point where we get to this tipping point and where we actually make the shift, whatever that is. So we're on the same planet. We're floating through the same universe here on the same big, beautiful Gaia here, the new Gaia. And we are all making the shift together, hopefully. And anyways, so just remember, there's nothing to do. It's just to be as peaceful as you can, stay healthy, be calm, reach out, explore whatever's out there that you feel fascinated by, and know that you're being taken care of. We are going to be just fine. Okay, we've got this, and they've got this. We're protected. We are. There's nothing really for us to do but show up and let go of whatever else is not of peace, joy, love, bliss, excitement, and wonder and curiosity. Okay, and help let go of all of those other things.
Yeah.
Now,
What wise words and beyond, wise spirit, wise energy, just everything about it. And so Helena said it, thank you for everybody that's been here. Thank you for everybody that's been contributing in chat, in the comments. And Joy, as we start to close up, and yes, it's a little long today, but that's okay. This has been a really, really wonderful show. What would you like to, I know you just left us with some, wise words, but if you were to give us one more nugget, one more thought, what would that be?
I guess what's coming through for me right now, and it's almost making me cry, is to remember how beautiful this world is. And this is such a beautiful planet, guys, and you are also beautiful. And I mean, people like Saeed, where does Saeed live? I want to know where he lives.
If I remember right, I believe it's Pakistan. Saeed, okay. I believe it's Pakistan.
So we are all connected together as one, and appreciate this planet. Just go out, and when you walk outside, or when you breathe that air, or when you eat your food, everything, just be so grateful for being physical beings here, having this immense experience. Everything is going to shift. Just go out and say thank you to this earth. I posted something on my Facebook page last night that when I watched, it was one of the Hertz, and I posted it, and I said, I just started weeping when I was watching it. because it showed all the beautiful photography of the earth, and it even had this little kitten walking up, and it had elephants, and it had um, uh, you know the ocean and the mountains and everything. And I just started weeping, because after this beautiful global meditation, because it just struck me how beautiful this earth has been for all of us, and that we are in such a change right now that none of us know exactly how this is going to play out. But appreciate being alive right now, especially for those who are leaving. They're leaving for a reason, and we honor and we weep with their loved ones. At the same time, remember, there is no death also, so that's a whole other topic. um, Appreciate just the beauty of this earth, of each other, of who you are, Tamara, and all of your people here. And I have a brother who's in ICU right now in Vancouver, so pray for him. He's going to be all right. But I just got news of him being in ICU just before I started my NLP training yesterday, and I had to just really go through those feelings. And this affects. He doesn't have coronavirus. He has. It's a heart thing. And God bless him. I love you, bro. If you're watching this from your hospital room, um, at any rate, love and appreciate each other always. And I got to see my little grandson this morning on. So we're all connected. We are all connected, and love the earth and appreciate this beautiful planet. Appreciate her. Say thank you, for Pete's sake, guys. It's amazing out there. Every single bit of it. All right. I love
Rich Rich Hobson is saying here, we are not living on this planet. We are part of this planet. I love
That's
that.
right. That's right, Rich. We certainly are. We are part of it. We are part of it. Yeah, we are. We make up. We are part of this whole. We are part of everything happening right now. Speaking of being part of the leading actors and
Yeah.
in the movie, and we have all created this right now on some
Mhm.
level, spiritual level, some level. We have all signed up to be here at this point in time. And again, we could go down more.
Yeah. No, we'll have you back. We'll have you back for
Right.
segment number
So,
2.
so just
And
honor yourself for being part of this time, no matter how difficult it is or how easy it is. Just say, I can get through this. We can get through this. We are all getting through this, and we are one. Okay. And reach out for help when you need it. I love you.
I love you too. And so as we close today, Sunday,
Mm.
April the 5th, 2020, the Service Hero Show, 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. Joy Cooper Willett, Joy Willett,
Mm.
my dear Joy, you are absolutely joy. You are joy in every way. You are a service hero in every way. And to be able to honor you today and to talk about the events that are happening now. And what I am taking away myself is that we are one. We are one. And I love it. I love you. I love it. And I'm going to end very simply just saying, remember, we are one, and the word is love.
Tamara, may I say a quick prayer? Just a little prayer?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just feel inspired. All right. So, for everyone who's watching this right now, and for all of your loved ones, and for everyone that you touch in your world, and for this whole planet and this earth, I ask that we all be protected and guided and filled with the utmost of the highest vibrations of divine love and light from the heavens, and that we are guided by Source, by God, by Christ, by the angels and the ascended masters, and whoever you are in alignment with, by your own higher spirit, your own Holy Spirit, and that you follow what is being given to you and you listen. Take this time to listen, for there is much to be given now on all levels of your being. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And everyone, thank you for being with us. Make it an amazing day, please. And for any of the buddies, tonight it is what day is today? Today is Sunday. So today we tonight is game night. It's always fun over in the closed group. So if you want to come join us for an evening of fun, come and join us at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And Brooke and you never know who else will be leading the evening. All right. Make it an amazing day. Bye, everyone.
Love you.
Love you too.